This is a Headgum original.
Worst episode ever 7? Too early to call? Can you see me, Geoff, or just no one?
I can see you. You're not going to be able to see me this episode.
I haven't in the last 3 times I've been on.
Andrew Pyle fucked up this episode already.
How?
He's not even here. That's a great question. How? Right? It's that he reset the Wi-Fi network because the Wi-Fi is down.
Well, I don't want to put it all on Pyle.
You don't?
Well, actually, he's got he's on paternity leave, so he won't. I don't even think he'll listen to this. So yeah, let's put it all on Pyle.
Yeah. And he's not going to be here for a while. Because, by the way,
Yeah.
you get double paternity if you have the twins.
Is that
double
true?
Tykes? Sorry. Is that true?
I don't think so.
Don't ask me. Ask Amir.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
But Amir didn't know either. He asked you. So we both looked to you like, oh, like Casey must know. Casey.
it's not like a per child.
Brad, how
Brad
many
knows.
kids do you get?
Quadruple.
Really? It's exponential
Yeah.
and experiential.
Yes.
And
that's
how
an
long is
incidental.
paternity leave?
I think it's 3 months.
So
he gets
full
a year.
That's amazing.
A year without Pyle, I actually do think the company would fall off the rails.
A year without Pyle.
It's
I'm
a
in
year
denial.
without style. Yeah.
Make a year without
me
Pyle.
smile.
That sounds like a Casey script.
What?
A year
A
without,
year without
Pyle.
Pyle.
It's a utopian society movie.
He won't stop bringing up his movie.
He won't. I keep stopping.
It's Hollywood narcissism getting to Casey. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's like, I know my resolution to him was to go Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've gone so Hollywood, you've bordered into Hollywood Regency, which is a little
we?
bit gauche.
Did we start?
Yes.
That was, yeah. We've started.
Oh, did you play the theme song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Okay.
Or is that so we can't see Brad and he can't hear the noises?
Now he can.
There it
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Perfect timing to go straight into this dumbass segment that we have to get through every time. Elton John.
Donald Glover.
Yannick Sinner.
Connor Bedard.
That's not a real person. There's no
Yes,
way.
it is. Chicago
All right.
Blackhawks.
That's what I was going to say.
Number one
Blackhawks,
draft
number
pick.
1 draft pick,
Yeah.
number 1 rafter.
Exactly. His name will be in the rafters.
In the rafters, as
after
number 1.
he plays Bond.
Can you guys
They'll
other than-
retire his number for that.
Other than
Yeah.
hockey, can you guys, or other than Brad, I should say, can you guys name 10 hockey players?
Richard Zednik.
I said other than you.
Wojtek Volsky of the Colorado
Wayne
Avalanche.
Gretzky.
Sidney
That's one.
Crosby.
That's 2.
Exactly.
Messier.
Jonathan
That's 3.
Quick.
That's 4.
Messier.
Mark Messier.
Mark Messier.
He already
Peter
said that.
Budaj.
Yeah, Brad, we're not including you. You obviously know a lot about hockey.
Patrick Waugh, number 33.
Trevor Washer.
Trevor Washer.
Yeah, he
is that
plays for the
true?
Leaves.
Andy Bauer.
Leafs. It's the Leafs, Casey. Sorry, I just got to chime in here. It's not the Leaves.
Yeah, and
It's
guess
the
what? I
Leafs.
made up Trevor.
Yes,
who did
that's
I say?
also not a guy.
Bauer.
Trevor Bauer?
I think that's the
Trevor
Dodger.
Bucket.
Oh, yeah, that's
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 a
a
disgrace.
Guardian.
Yeah,
that's
a
the
disgrace
Cleveland
baseball
Guardian.
player, yeah.
Actually,
What?
it's a Cleveland Guardian. What is it? The fact that I'm behind the desk that you guys don't listen to me?
Yeah, I just can't hear you. Is there an
Yeah.
Ohio hockey team that you follow?
Yes,
Colum-
Columbus Blue Jackets. Rick Nash, number 61.
Rick Nash.
The wrestler?
That's Ric
Kevin.
Flair.
Oh.
It's Kevin
What
Nash
is
and it's Ric
this?
Flair.
My Bond is
curious.
Elton John.
We know.
BGOT.
A Bond
He's gonna be the
with an
first to get a
EGOT?
BGOT. Yeah, a Bond, Emmy,
Yeah.
Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Mhm.
Bond
It's actually
isn't a-
really good.
Which is also, I think, a good name for another character in the Bond universe.
BGOT?
He got.
That's like the
Bond,
Jar Jar
Emmy,
Binks of
Grammy,
Bond.
Oscar, Tony.
Okay, well, I think BGOT could be a good nickname.
For
A guy.
a guy named Bond, Emmy,
Oscar, Emmy,
Oscar, Tony.
Emmy,
Yeah.
Oscar.
It does kind of actually sound like a character that would have been in The Sopranos.
You think that's Italian sounding? BGOT?
Tony?
Oh my god.
Last name Tony? That's a mafia name.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have this kind of... And I still keep thinking that the door is open.
It's not. It's
because
closed.
they took the film off the Bish. right? And in my peripheral, which by the way, the vision's coming back.
Oh, that's nice.
The headaches are ensuing.
Got it.
Because I hit my head again. We got
Yeah.
into it. I want to get into something that Amir said, but right before this.
Mhm.
And Brad, I'm not sure if you heard. You said, imagine if this, because we had a lot of tech issues, which I think we should spend the first 30 minutes of the show talking about.
Okay.
The
30 to
Wi-Fi
happens
45.
every time. We don't need to
Atmospheric
talk about
river happening right now, raining. I can see the rain right now, falling off the awning, right?
Yeah.
So the Wi-Fi is down. It isn't there.
Yeah.
That should be fine though, because the Ethernet was connected.
Right.
Guess what Pyle did?
What?
Disconnected the entire Wi-Fi from afar, from a paternity leave. I'm like, we were doing fine without Pyle. And I actually think that A Year Without Pyle,
Yeah.
written and directed by Casey Donahue.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Cassie Donaghue.
Nope.
Would be
No.
better. Because Amir said, as I also spilled a bunch of hard drives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
said,
did.
imagine if this was happening during a real podcast.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about, man?
I was saying that like this is basically a fake show. And that if that happened during an actual podcast with a host that we respect, it would be embarrassing.
it.
I feel like he doesn't even know what he's saying. Because I feel like that can't be what you mean.
It is. I was very direct and I used the specific words to get across that exact message, which is
it
you
that you-
aren't that guy.
Is it that you feel comfortable on this show? Is it that it's like, oh, it's an in-house show, so it's not like something you have to, you don't have
Not
to
that
make
at
your bed
all.
if a friend is coming over?
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
Really?
You should definitely make your bed if a friend is coming over.
All right.
Wow. We
That-
finally
I'm
defeated
taking
it.
the same energy, though, to my first bullet point of my outline.
Mhm.
What is this? why are we
That's your
still in
first bullet
Studio
point?
H?
Your outline is
There's been
just
Studio G
yeah.
for the better part of a month. We haven't been booked in that studio. Why haven't I gotten a taste?
Because
Give Daddy a bite.
there are 3 of us in this room right now,
Mhm.
and Studio G
Mhm.
is designed for 4+.
Okay, I get that. Like a repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
How do you-
ensemble.
How do you remember which one is Studio H and which one's Studio G? Because in my mind, it's
H-
hard to remember.
Sorry.
Our thinking
do you mind
is-
if I step in right here?
I do, but go ahead.
Studio H stands for Studio Hate, as in like Geoff G, Studio G.
So now
Hate
I'm confused
Studio
again.
H. Studio G was built for me, as in it does stand for, I'm sorry to say, but
Absolutely.
Studio
not.
Geoff.
You're the last person we thought about when building G.
I don't get that. I really don't get that because I feel like if we could be hopping hither than thither between Studio Hate and Geoff, suddenly we're really having
It's
a good
head
time.
and gum. Studio H head,
See,
Studio
that
G
Studio
gum.
G was after you.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
mind if
I
that
get
was
him
the
thinking
case.
that the studios are called
Hate and
Jeff.
Geoff.
Yeah.
Should we ask if they want to get?
You can ask.
As long as we get my ass in there soon.
H.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no,
No,
this
this
H.
is
Is that, what did you just put in your mouth? Was that gum or
it's gum
Zin?
from earlier. It's Zin.
Zin.
So I just need a buzz to get me through this shit. And Brad is a buzz with this show. Let's hear from Brad.
No comment.
What does your shirt say? It says, "Where is Marika?" And they can't see
Yeah,
you.
we can't see. Me and Amir can't see.
Is there something on the back?
Brad.
Because there was something on the
Jeff
back of Brad.
can't
Yeah,
see Brad.
Here we go.
Brad can't
Overlapping
see
dialogue,
Jeff.
right?
overlapping
Yeah.
dialogue.
His shirt
It's
says,
new
"Where's
merch
Marika?"
His shirt
I'm
says new
working
merch. It says,
on.
"Where's Marika?" And
On
then-
the
Where's
shirt,
The
not
shirt
Marika?
says
One of the
new
most-
merch.
No, the
Where's
shirt
Marika?
is new merch.
It says
"Where
new
is
merch.
Marika?"
Where is Marika?
that we all
Hill
get to
Kings
sell and
podcast.
wear, or it's just Brad who's making the merch.
It's me. It's for my show.
Wow.
Hill Kings podcast. Has my
He
episode
has
come
a
out yet,
shirt
Brad?
company called Bradston
Nice of
Tees.
you to ask. It has
It's really
not.
good.
Thanks.
Right. I was, yeah.
We're joking and having fun over here.
And I'm pissed behind the desk. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things going on. One's not better or worse than the other. But let me tell you, one studio is worse than the other.
That's not
this
true.
One sucks.
It does not.
This one sucks.
This
Let
is
me
a
cut to
great
Amir.
studio.
Amir, can you point over your left shoulder? What kind of color do you think that is, Casey? I'm just curious. Is it chine green?
It's not chine.
Is it cola? Or is it charcoal?
It's not
They would-
charcoal.
They wouldn't have this in Studio
Kind of like
G.
a blue.
Exactly. It's
A
kind of
dark
like
blue.
a blue,
Yeah.
which is not pleasing to thine eye, like
How?
chine would.
I find
be.
it works with the studio lighting really well. Everyone looks real flattering when they're sitting with the dark and stormy blue that we have on the walls now.
And that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say.
like a
That's kind
dusk.
of growing on me, is what I was gonna say.
First daylight or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Twilight in a way,
Yeah,
which
it's
people.
like the last sort of
And people
remnants
love
of a
Twilight.
sunset.
yeah, like you know,
Robert
you're on Zillow and you're
Pattinson,
looking through the things, and it's like some of the
Stewart.
sexiest images are when like a house is like warm on the
Yeah.
inside and cool on the outside. And this one, the
Yeah.
warmth comes from the comedy, right? From the joy,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and then the coolness comes from, frankly, the charcoal. And
Mhm.
at a certain point, cola would have been too warm. February. We're in February. Can't believe the first month is already behind us, because to me it was a fever dream of health problems, being in and out of the ER and hospital.
In and out of consciousness.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly right.
February made me shiver. Because it's cold out. But with every paper I delivered, bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step.
Finish it.
I can't remember if I. Oh my God, you cut me off. It's a 9-minute song.
We're already a month into the year, and I feel like half of my goals for the show haven't come true thus.
That's fine.
What do you mean that's 5? There's only 11 more months.
Yeah. So, like,
Yeah, and you would-
proportionally, it should
Yeah.
be 8% of your goals have hit.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Not
have
half.
I would say that maybe about 8%. Yeah, have been happening.
That's
Yeah.
fine then.
It's nice to have like a good, better workflow going. You know, like the guest booking process has been good. Johnny's coming back on the show on Friday.
Oh, that's
cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
Wait, for
The return?
Friday recording for the following Friday release?
Yeah, not for this Friday, but next Friday. But
Right.
anyway, can I talk about some of my goals, or are you guys gonna muffle me like you have been all of last year? I tried to get a live show going at Madison Square Garden. It didn't happen.
Well, you wanted to get a show going near Madison Square Garden, but
It was
not at the
in-
actual, like at a
The fact that
boardroom in
Amir
there or
doesn't
something?
know speaks to the incompetency of the content team.
Not really.
No,
my
yeah,
God,
not
man.
really. Not
If
to the
anything, it's the
team.
opposite. Yeah.
That's what I
The
was gonna
fact
say,
that I
it's the
was
opposite.
shielded from that harebrained scheme is actually a good thing.
Yeah, you think that they kind of know like the chain of command and where ideas should stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
I
think
get
you were
that.
pestering people in between me and you.
But then my anger started festering at people.
yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense?
And then you ended up not doing the show.
Yeah, and then I ended up faking a concussion to try and get sympathy so that the content team will be like,
Which
well, whatever
concussion did you fake?
you want. The second one of the 4. The other 3 were real.
The second one.
Here are my goals for the year for Headgum.
Yeah.
And for my role as at Headgum. And I
This
do
is
wear
great.
a
We've
lot of
already
hats.
had like our meetings where we discuss the goals for the year and
So here's
all
an
that, but I
addendum that's
guess,
going to
yeah, let's
change the
hear
course
yours.
of the entire
Mid-February, let's hear your goal
Yeah.
for the year.
Crack down on red tape. Crack down
Mhm.
on red tape.
Crack down like you're trying to find it and eliminate it.
Crack down like my ideas should get pushed through a lot.
Got it. I don't think that's what that means.
No, because I'm cracking down
How's
on the
that
red tape.
cracking down?
I'm cracking the whip because I feel like it's like whip it good. Let's whip up good ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, all I need to get is in the room. All I need is that foot, that cankle in the door.
You're in the room.
I'm in H. I wouldn't say that's the room. The room is Studio G,
Yeah.
and that's for damn sure.
I guess one way for me to remember it is like Geoff's not allowed in Studio G,
Yeah.
and that's like his name. So that's one way for me to remember.
And when you say not allowed, do you mean like I might get in there next week?
I would say you aren't able to record in there ever.
Okay. As a general rule of thumb, or as like I
General
might
with a
get in
capital
there?
G.
It's just a scheduling conflict. Is that what you're saying?
No, because sometimes it's open, but we still don't want you to be there.
And but you were saying it's because there's only 2 of us. Two
You have
guests.
little H energy.
Yeah.
And
I
you don't
have
deserve to
little
be in the
H
big
agents.
G.
Lowercase h
Energy.
of a man.
That's that studio back there.
the lower.
Where we keep all the wires and cables.
Yeah, a closet, a
You're
glorified.
right.
Wired.
Right on Sunset Boulevard. You can
You're
hear
a table.
every car driving by. That's your room.
For ads, you're saying.
For Brad's.
That's where
For
I live.
advertising. Cracking down on red tape, though. I want to single-handedly fire the content team.
You can't do that.
You can't.
Yeah,
and you
I know.
won't.
That was a big swing. But now that I got your attention, I want there to be less barriers to entry to do something interesting. People always get mad at me because all these episodes are repetitive, right? I have great ideas. I just don't have the cash to do them.
Hey, we've talked about some of these ideas.
Well,
we got
I got to
a lot
email you
of
about
ideas.
that one idea that I've talked to you in passing twice.
Mhm.
That features Amir.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We're gonna do it for 200.
Okay.
What is that,
Okay.
like a Jeopardy thing? Could we do that for 200, Alex?
It's good.
What's Jeopardy?
I only know Jeopardy.
I only know Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Doughboys were on Jeopardy. They were an answer.
The Doughboys weren't on Jeopardy because I tried to get them on the show, and then the way that they were put on the show was during the 24-hour live stream, which
Yeah.
we lost the footage for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about with cracking down on red tape. Like sometimes a lot of ideas are just thrown at the wall. The Mario Kart live stream. It's like, oh, look, those do well for numbers. People donate. Like it's all this, that, and the other. But I'm like, what about what happens in the arena? What about the things that happen, between these 4 lines?
Sorry, I stopped listening because I'm looking under the desk and you are standing
Jacking
on a very
off.
taut cable
You're jerking it.
that I don't know what it's plugged into, but you make one slight move with your right foot and you are pulling everything out of their sockets.
One could also argue that I'm the only one keeping
And
this
you
shit
haven't
together.
moved your feet. You're still as taut
I'm
as
afraid
can
to
be.
move the feet. Already you're calling them out. The last time we did this show, you were like, by the way, when you wear your Blundstone boots, your ankles look really thin.
Yeah,
Well,
your
weren't-
thinkles.
if I remember correctly, you wanted like criticism, right? Like you wanted us to
Constructive.
criticize you. Okay, get thicker ankles.
By doing what? Calf
Get
raises?
swole. Go to the gym.
Or what about thinner boots?
Goal number 2.
Thinner boots.
Goal number 2. Enjoy the finer things in life by taking time to rest.
Fucking what?
Is that the one you have done?
That's the 8%.
Yeah.
So you were worried that you weren't getting through your goals fast enough, and your second goal is to rest.
To take time, to kind
Yeah.
of slow down, to kind of make sure I'm taking time to enjoy the finer things.
Yeah.
Which includes Studio G.
And so you at the same time feel like you have not been getting enough done.
Yeah, but doing this
And you
is
also
achieving
feel like
the goal.
you are not resting.
Exactly right. But by resting, it's oxymoronic. I achieved that goal.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. But you haven't rested yet, or have you rested?
I've rested, not enough. but
Okay,
yeah.
so a goal achieved.
Next goal is to colonize Studio G.
Yeah. A lot of them are G-based goals.
I
it
might have to
seems.
storm the barricade.
As in just
Beyond
enter there.
the barricade is Studio Geoff.
Is that from Les Mis?
Yeah, because I am miserable. in Studio H.
I am less miserables.
Brad, speak up, right?
Sure, man.
I feel like he wore the Where is Marika shirt, and because she's not here, he's just going to boycott the episode. Much like I might start boycotting Studio H.
You could boycott Studio H, but you're not allowed in Studio G.
So where are we going to record? Zoom?
If that's what you want, if you're boycotting
I
H.
made it very clear what I want. I said I want to colonize Studio Geoff.
Do you know how to use that equipment?
That equipment?
He doesn't know how to use this equipment.
Got him. Just joking.
Yeah, but it's like, how many jokes does it take before, you get to the center of my anger?
I don't know, 50.
1, 2, 3.
Three.
I'm pissed! All right, here we go. Next goal is to have a ton of fun.
So you want to cut
You
the
want to
amount of
cut
fun
it
in half.
in half.
1,000 pounds of fun. Because
Like the unit of measurement.
2,000 pounds.
Yeah. I don't mind that. But either way, just fractionally, let's have half the amount of fun we were having before.
Still a lot of fun.
Really?
1,000 pounds.
1,000
yeah.
pounds? Yeah.
My last one is to put Marika out of a job. All right, here we go.
The hell?
My favorite position is GEO.
This is a segment I like to call warming or wrenching.
Worming?
Warming or wrenching, Heart Edition.
The band?
What band?
Heart.
No.
man.
How do I get you alone?
Heart. Because Valentine's Day is after this episode, a few days.
Okay.
I'm going to read a couple
You
headlines.
sounded really sad when you said that.
I had to burp.
Oh, okay.
So you
Again,
conflated
can't
sadness
see
with me
you,
like
yeah.
having to like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're more gassy than sad.
Then saddy, yeah.
Sassy.
I'm going to list off a bunch of news headlines, and you guys are going to tell me if these stories are heartwarming or heart-wrenching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 1. Animal shelter celebrates after all pets adopted for first time in nearly 50 years.
Warming.
Yeah, it sounds heartwarming to me.
Brad?
I'm a little wrenched by that.
How so? You want rescue animals to be...
Well, it kind of seems
Put
like they
down?
adopted all of them at once. Like, that seems nefarious, right?
Mm.
Who is
Like a
adopting
Cruella-
all of the dogs at one
Cruella
time?
de
Yeah,
Vil. I
maybe
know,
they're making
I
a
know. Who
code.
would
Maybe
do-
it was
who would
your
do that?
ass. Sounds like some shit you would do.
I didn't. I won't. I'll put them back.
So you did.
Put them
I'll
back.
put them back, though. I'll put
They're
back,
in
like-
the atmospheric river in a basket.
Here we go. Local grandson commits grand matricide by injecting untastable amounts of sour yeast into celiac grandmother's soup over the span of 9 months. Inherits a lot.
That's
Warming.
not a real headline.
Local grandson.
Grand matricide?
Yes! Killing a grandmother.
Injecting yeast?
Sour yeast, which has gluten in it. Not all yeast does, Casey. I know what you're thinking.
You
Not
wrote
all
that.
yeast. Natural yeast does not have any wheat in it.
Of course.
Sour
Hashtag
yeast
not
does.
all yeast.
Yeah. The sad
Heartwarming or heart-wrenching?
wrenching.
Wrenching.
Okay. And you guys, yeah, all right.
That's warming to me. He
Right,
came, he
because I
got
feel
that
like
bag.
He
Yeah.
came, he saw, he conquered with yeast. All right. Burger King worker who didn't miss a day of work in 27 years buys home with crowdfunding donations.
Heart wrenching to me.
How so?
27 years, and you know, he can't afford to buy a home.
But he did.
with the no. Well, the fact that society has to pick up the slack in the spaces where, you know, the government or our employers should be maybe putting people before profits, you know, all that stuff. I can't get into it all
I don't
right
get
now
that.
in
That I
great
don't get.
details. But it just
Like,
it just really bothers me when it's like, I really need this life-saving surgery, and I hope I can pass my GoFundMe fundraising goal to get
but
it.
okay, let's talk about healthcare then for a second. So like we pay taxes to the government. The
Yeah.
government subsidizes the insurance companies, and then we also pay the insurance companies.
Mhm.
Put yourself in the shoes of Aetna. You don't think they want dual income?
You're standing up for the health insurance companies?
Is that not cool to do?
Of course it's not cool.
I
Everyone
think
hates
I don't
health
think
insurance.
there's been a point in history where it's been cool to do that.
I know. I was just imagining what if I was Aetna. I want multiple income sources.
You know I'm
Yeah.
a Blue Cross Blue Shield
Yeah.
stan. So hearing you stand up for Aetna really pisses me off. I do have a PPO. And I'm
And I am
PPO'd.
PO'd.
Yeah.
Oh!
I think it's warming for
I
that
agree.
Burger King to have a castle. Doesn't
Nice.
matter how he got it.
Nice. All right. He gained confidence, but none survived. Shy man tosses sharp jacks in front of a public bus.
Where? Okay, before I answer,
No one survived.
where did you pull this headline? Like-
From Apple News or something.
No, you wrote it.
Uh-huh.
Of course you wrote it. The
Yeah,
jacks,
I
the
can't
yeast.
imagine any news source covering this story.
Yeah.
This story.
Throwing jacks in front of what was it?
You think I could have written this?
What was it? One more
He
time.
gained confidence, but none survived. Shy man tosses sharp jacks in front of a bus.
Jacks.
None survived.
None.
Even him.
He gained confidence.
Okay.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why is that confidence?
Put
that in
yourselves
the
in the
headline?
shoes of a shy man.
Because he was shy, Amir.
Yeah,
Follow
imagine
along.
having the power to
Yeah.
do that.
I
To
get
have
he was-
sharp jacks and be like, all right, I'm going to do it. Tossing him in front of a fucking EV and it topples over.
Jacks like the old game Jacks.
No.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Mean guys named John.
Jacks.
Right.
Next headline.
Couple born on the same day at the same hospital wed on their birthday.
Those are twins.
So heart-wrenching, huh?
Yeah, that's that took a
shouldn't-
turn.
You shouldn't marry your twin. No.
That took a turn for the birth.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Something borrowed, something blue chew. Jokester groom shows up to nuptials pitching modest tent.
My God. The hell is
I'm
wrong
warmed
with you?
by that.
I think that's kind of, yeah, it's kind of special that he could be that vulnerable in front of friends and family.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
He had a semi for the entire ceremony.
It was a fully. It's just that
Yeah.
it appears a semi. It was pretty modest.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I think that's heartwarming.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's heartwarming.
Nice. Good Samaritan helps Michigan man plow driveway. And wife?
And twins.
Heartwarming, right?
Yeah. If somebody had
Again,
sex.
where are you pulling these headlines from?
From the fucking internet. I don't have time to check the source, right?
Some of them feel nice and cool, and some of them are just you saying that a grandmother was killed with yeast. It's that
Wait,
one's
the
obvious.
name of the segment is Heartwarming and or Wrenching.
I thought it was warming v wrenching. Heart
Warming or
edition.
Wrenching Heart Edition. And you're like, some of these are kind of heartwarming and other ones are like vile. I'm like,
There's also
right.
like a small poem before every headline, and that's not usually what it looks like in like the New York Times or
No.
the LA Times or
Scenes from Studio Geoff, a newspaper edition.
That's a headline.
That's a local news.
that's a newspaper.
That's a paper
Scenes
that I'm
from Studio
starting.
Jeff. Newspaper edition is a newspaper
that I've
No
started.
way.
that he started,
Oh, I see.
and he's pulling the headlines from.
The world's first corn star. Man has penis replaced with a cob.
Oh, they wrote that article about me.
It was honestly free advertising.
My favorite position is GEO.
All right.
The
Heartwarming or
world's
Wrenching?
first cornstarch.
You have another?
What? I was yes-anding.
No, I feel like he stole the thunder on that joke a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah, it is all right. Because you got your little applause, and then I got mine.
I want my flowers. And I think that's fine to ask for. Man keeps alive language thought to be extinct.
Warming.
Warming.
Okay. Nonprofit organization dedicated to making all primitive languages go extinct receives $10 billion grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Wrenching.
Hell yeah.
And that
feel
just
like-
goes to show you that there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's two sides to every coin, and both sides speak English.
You should add like a boo.
A boo?
Yeah.
Well, everything I say, I think.
What's that?
Oh.
That was a recording. I didn't say that live.
Yeah. All right. Let's just get into this next fucking segment.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new.
Welcome to Ask Geoff. You guys have heard of Ask Jeeves?
Yeah.
This is Ask Geoff.
Oh my God, man.
So basically, again, it's a kind of a Valentine's Day theme. We're kind of, we're kind of circling it, circle jerking it, really. See, enough. It's Valentine's.
It's not actually. You said it was 2 days after.
Valentine's Day can be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's a precarious time of the year, especially if it's their precarious time of the month.
No.
Really? I thought it was a nice punt. Anyway, I thought that you guys could kind of write into me and ask me matters of the heart, and I could solve your problems for you. Kind of like Jeeves.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Tell me the biggest woe of your love life, and let Uncle Geoff save your ass before it's too last.
To last?
Well,
Just power through.
Brad, you're married, right?
More than
Happily,
married.
yeah.
Okay.
Happily
So we
married.
got 2 married guys here.
Okay.
I'm not married. I asked 3 different women.
To marry
Not
you?
at the same time.
Hmm.
But I had an extra seat to go to this movie screening. It's like, here in Los Angeles, they have
Is the one on Sunday?
Yeah, this is the one on Sunday. And they bring like directors or writers because they're trying to get the Oscars. So I had an extra RSVP to the screening, and I said, hey, would you like to go? They said, oh, I can't, sorry.
All 3 of them said that?
No, that was the first one.
Okay.
Second one, hey, would you like to go? I'm out of town, sorry.
Mm.
Third one, hey, would you like to go?
No, I don't like
No, I don't like you. I
Wow.
don't know you.
Oh, somebody you didn't know.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm making up the details on the last one, but basically, I asked 3 people to go to this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they all declined.
Yeah.
So what's the question? What are you asking, Jeeves?
What should I do? Like, how do
He's
I?
trying to
It's already
see if
happened.
anyone
Yes.
wants to
The
go
screening's already happened. What do you
Okay,
mean?
but how do I, in the future, get a yes?
I feel like, I don't want to gender it, but I feel like, no. I feel like I don't know a lot of women who want to go to like niche film screenings.
Academy Award nominated.
Yeah. I'm sure there are plenty, but I just am like, that feels like a crazy first date.
Would it have been a first date for all 3?
No, I know these people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you
Solid.
asking specifically within the context of it
I
being
was
a date, or you were
asking-
just...
I was asking.
Yeah, if you know them, it might not have been a date to them.
I mean,
Yeah,
you might
I
wanna
mean,
cool
uh,
it. Sorry.
yeah.
Can I just jump in here? I'm so sorry.
Sure, I'm
You
trying to
might-
get more details, but sure.
You might want to cool it with the Diet Coke, Amir. I feel like every time we record, you're like housing aspartame.
Well, I mean, it's like a caffeine boost.
Well,
for the
I mean,
recording.
it's a cancer-inducing
Is it?
chemical. Yeah. It's
I probably have like
carcinogen.
3 of these a week.
3 of those every time I see you.
Actually,
Why-
studies aren't quite conclusive on that, Geoff. Sorry, fact check.
Yeah. We don't need a fact check on this show.
Why Diet Coke over Coke Zero?
I never used to have any soda. Growing up, I didn't like Coke or Diet Coke or Coke Zero. I just started drinking these because they were in the office like 6
Mhm.
months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never had a Coke Zero.
Oh, you should try it. I love Coke Zero.
All right,
see,
give it a shot.
I'm sorry that this interrupted your story. Blame Amir.
Oh, I was like, trying to, do this
Ask
game
Geoff.
or whatever.
It's more of a.
I was giving you a
Healing
genuine.
Oh wait, we
like,
asked if did they think it was a date or was it like friends that you already had?
I don't know. I was nebulous. It was more like, hey, I've got an extra RSVP. Would
I
you like
see.
to come?
Yeah.
Is
Maybe
how
it
I
sounded too
worded it.
casual, where they were like, I don't know, there's nothing special about
Is this the bit that you wanted?
It's not a bit. It's matters of the heart.
Okay. Well, that's the most recent, and that's
It was also
What I could tell
the
you.
middle of a storm on Sunday, so that was a tough sell.
well. Before, I mean, I was asking. I was probably giving like 5 days notice.
Got it. So
So
they weren't
like a
they weren't
week-ish
taking that into
in
effect.
Yeah. So
they
by the-
didn't know.
when Sunday came around and it started raining, I was like, oh,
Are you
good that
actually
it's
into
just
any
me
of these
going.
women, or you just wanted someone to go with to the thing?
I could have been. I have interest, but
I think if it was a more romantic ask, one of them would have said yes,
okay. Well,
because it felt too casual.
You
And
gotta
you're not
have
gonna-
Riz about it.
Okay.
You also said the second one was out of town, so it sounds like that person wouldn't have come anyway.
yeah. Yeah, one told me that she had dragon plans.
What's dragon plans?
Wish I knew.
You didn't follow up at all. I have dragon plans. All right, no worries.
No, she said I've got dragon plans all weekend, and I said I'm hearing that a lot these days.
Have you?
No, I was just goofing around.
You think she's like, ooh, I'm crazy, I'm gonna hang out with a dragon? Or is she like, it's a metaphor that we've never heard of?
Probably playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
or
I
something,
see.
I had
You know
dragon
how it
plans
goes.
last weekend.
Oh,
I've been
yeah?
hearing that a lot.
Dragon, my third leg.
Up and down Sepulveda Boulevard.
Why?
Because it's fucking flooded.
Right.
And I'm using my hose as a pump.
To help save the town.
Now that's rich.
I'm siphoning
Are
rainwater
you sure you don't want to
into my
see Taxi
tract
Driver with me?
and spewing it where necessary.
Yeah.
I have Giardia. All right, Amir, ask Geoff's biggest woe of your love life.
Not really love life, but we're
Then you're
considering
answering
adding,
it wrong.
Answering it?
Asking it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much wallpaper is too much?
How much wallpaper is too much? Are you wallpapering your house?
It's been brought up as a
2 rolls that I've been.
Never mind.
He stumbled
Sorry.
over that.
Sorry.
What did you say? It's been
It's
2
been
roads?
2 rolls till you pasted walls.
And then he just kind of trailed off.
Pattern repeat is too big for this wall. See, we got there.
That's the hardest song to
Putting
parody
stripes
on the
to
fly.
vertical.
I get a lot of rolls and then I put them on the ceiling and then I...
Smaller repeat makes room feel bigger.
It's the
Yeah.
finest of the papers.
Oh,
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Brad.
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 I
Brad.
didn't say anything. That was Casey.
But yeah,
What's that?
you can't have wallpaper like 4 in one room, right? Like that's too
4
much.
different wallpapers?
Yeah, 4 different wallpapers.
That's too
Oh.
much.
How gauche does it get with Amir?
I don't know. There's this whole design trend of like maximalism. Where it's
Not
like,
that maximal.
right. I mean, I say you have to put your foot down somewhere, but one accent wall, all walls but one pattern, one colored wall like a charcoal or a cola.
I like the second one, not so much the first.
Of course.
You want my actual advice?
I don't know. Maybe I'll buy that Vision Pro and I can sort of live design the home so you can visualize it properly.
And then you would never need to actually physically do it if you just live
In
within the
mindset.
Vision Pro.
I don't mind that.
Are you guys intrigued by the Vision Pro?
Nope. I'm intrigued by your
intrigued.
question. Wallpaper? Which rooms in your house are you trying to wallpaper?
Living room.
Living room.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Interesting.
I don't like the
Here's what I would do
idea
with your
of
house.
4 different patterns. I mean, you could put the same pattern on all 4 walls.
Yeah.
Can I pitch something for your house?
Sure.
I know the floor plan.
Yeah.
Living room, I would keep like a white,
Mhm.
but like a warmer white than what you have in there.
Okay.
Like a fucking Swiss coffee, right?
I don't know.
And then the hallway, same continues into the hallway.
Yeah.
You just painted your cabinets in your kitchen, right? In
No.
like a pink?
No.
Really?
Yeah. But
Then paint them pink.
I've seen some sticker like people
don't
can
mind like a
put
salmon.
a pattern with a sticker on the cupboard
No,
to
no,
switch
no,
it up a little bit.
Nah, you're a lost cause. You don't get it.
What?
No, because your responses are clearly indicative that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So it's just like work with a designer or don't. Just do your bullshit or work with a designer. Don't ask me then.
Okay, I'm down to work with the designer if you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have any recommendations.
Yeah, no, you
I
don't.
could help. I think your office, you should do wallpaper, statement wallpaper.
There is a wallpaper in the office behind the teal couch.
And I didn't want to have to bring up the teal couch.
What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the teal couch?
I don't know. I think you might want to go with more like a couch that's more of like
Cola.
in the family of China,
Salmon.
cola, maybe even like a dead salmon, a flat white. Yeah.
Flat white with a dead set. You're just describing an awful breakfast.
Dead salmon.
And a flat white
Cheese that is fine.
chime
What's
cheese.
that?
Brad,
Uh-huh.
they said it couldn't be done. They said married men don't have woes. And yet here we are. Tell me the biggest one of your love life and how I can save your ass before it's too last.
Well, we don't have any woes, really, so I can't really help you there.
You're not helping me. What do you think this is? This is just for the show? I'm trying to help you.
Well, you wanted my advice, right?
I want to help you with giving you advice.
I don't think you're quite in a position to do that.
Why is that? No, I'm curious.
You're just kind of not, you know,
I know what he means.
just like in general.
Yeah, for sure.
You're anti-wise.
Yeah. And meanwhile, me over here am. So.
I don't even think you gave me advice on my genuine
Yeah.
inquiry.
He asked
Case
three
in
ladies.
point. Casey in point.
Yeah.
Sit
What's
next
that?
to Casey
That
and,
one?
and point.
I did. I said make a definitive date happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that's no problem.
I didn't say it was
going
a
to
hard
movie
issue.
screening
I'm
is
just
pretty
saying that's my
classic
advice.
date.
You asked for Jeff's advice? You're
I
gonna
think
get
my
Jeff's
advice to Casey was honestly better to have Riz.
Yeah, that's great advice.
That's like-
Have Riz.
You'll be swimming in the atmospheric river of box.
Oh
If
my
you have Riz
God.
about it. Take me to the river.
Take me to the
River.
Atmospheric Riz.
River.
The IARC classifies aspartame as possibly carcinogenic to humans based on limited evidence it might cause cancer in people.
But so does, I don't know, smoking. And you don't see me not doing that.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm saying that the evidence isn't conclusive.
Even better.
And neither is the Evanescence. They haven't finished. You know they have another album in them. Let's just let's round it out. Let's bring the episode home. Let's
Okay.
not end on this note.
Okay.
What's that famous Evanescence song?
Wake me up!
Wake me up
I
inside.
can't wake up!
Save
Save me!
from
the dark.
Enough with the camaraderie, with the singing in unison, with the being in time.
Why? It
I'm
sounds
supposed
fun.
to be dividing your asses
Yeah.
so that I'm the one in charge.
Okay.
Divide and conquer, Studio Jeff.
This is H.
Fuck.
And it will always be.
Good. I'm starting to come around on Studio H.
Why?
Studio how? Plugs. Right? Let's get the fuck out of here.
I am doing my one-man show
There's
on
no way.
Moment tonight, so you missed it, unfortunately.
This is the first I've heard of this.
This isn't real.
I haven't planned it. I'm just trying to put it in the ether. Sort of.
You're trying to put it out there to do tonight?
Mm-hmm.
He's creating FOMO, Jeff.
Ever heard of it?
Even if that's true, why are you yelling at me like that's like, he's doing this awesome thing. Get off his back. He's creating FOMO? That's
Yeah.
nothing. That's nothing.
He's creating it.
He's creating something. It's more than you can say about anybody else in his room.
Casey, what do you got?
Listen to the Pit Wall. It should
DTS
be,
is coming out soon.
Yeah, Director to Survive is dropping at the end of the month, and we will be talking about it.
Episode by episode or 2 episodes at a time?
We haven't figured it out yet, man. We're still on hiatus. It's the off season. I have so much to do outside of the Pit Wall that how am I supposed to be planning podcasts a month in advance?
That's how I feel. I just am like, oh, like I have so much going on.
You don't do anything else here besides this.
You hit your head once, and you've hit your head 3 or 4 times since.
Every time you're telling us you're feeling a little bit better, you hit your head again. And I'm, excuse me, starting to think it's so that we don't have you do other stuff.
You're sort of doing it as a crutch.
Yeah.
Well, I should be on crutches. So
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, the Pit Wall. Follow me on Instagram at Casey Donahue.
Brad?
Go listen to / watch the Hill Kings podcast on YouTube and Apple and Spotify. Jeff did an episode with us.
Hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't come out yet. It will come out once we start releasing season 2. We just finished season 1. But Jeff was in the second episode, and it was a really good time. And thank you.
I guessed it on that episode the day I got my concussion.
Oh, really?
Before or after?
And my co-host's wife went into labor like an hour after we recorded, too.
That's crazy.
It's a cursed episode.
Well, no, the baby came and is healthy, and
Yeah, it
He
sounds
named
more
the baby
heartwarming than
Hank.
heart wrenching.
Oh, did he?
yeah, good Hank.
I got the concussion after. the episode a couple
Mhm.
hours after.
Exactly.
Because you were just riding the high of being on the Hill Kings pod.
Patreon.com/Riley and Geoff. Fuck you guys.